All right. Hey, everybody. It's Adina here from the Immigrant Finance Podcast. Today, we are going to be talking all about summer fun, summer budgeting, how to make summer even more fun by not hurting your budget, not hurting your wallet, but making sure you can get the most out of it and using some tips and tricks so that you can enjoy yourselves as much as possible. Now, as we all know, summer is such a great time to enjoy time with your family and friends, to embrace fun, embrace joy, celebration, be outdoors a lot. So that really lends itself to an abundance mindset, which is really nice. That's something we talk a lot about here in immigrant finance, how to really make that shift from like scarcity mindset, always worrying about not having enough and being very limited in the way you think about money and options to how can we feel more abundant and make more abundant decisions and feel more abundant so that we can attract more abundance as well in our finances. So, I'm going to talk about three different ways you can apply some of this with your summer budgeting and take advantage of this time of year to bring in a little bit more joy in your life, bring in a little bit more abundance, and do it in a budget friendly way. So, we're going to talk about food, activities, and travel. And I definitely want to hear from those of you listening live too, if you are on the replay or on the podcast recording, what other tips you have. Please DM us on Instagram at immigrant.finance. And we'd love to hear your tips, always learning from you all. And that way we can share lessons with others too to help more people. So let's jump in first, talk about budgeting in the summer around food. All right, so with food, this is a great time of year to enjoy a lot of fresh produce, which we don't get to do as much in the winter. Depending where you live, I know a lot of you are out on the West Coast in our community, so you all have good weather and fresh produce all times of year. But for those of us who have more seasons, like those of us on the East Coast and Midwest, this is a time where there's more produce in season that you can get at a lower price. So things like, watermelon, corn, peaches, at least that's where we live out in Virginia. Those are things that are very abundant this time of year that otherwise, in the winter, you would have to pay a pretty penny to get that for and probably be imported from somewhere. So these are things, you can see at farm stands, driving around, that you might have at your local grocery, that, if you're going on a trip, that you may see being sold in that local area. And it's a great time of year to enjoy them at a lower price because there's more of them, they can offer a lower price. If it was the winter, we might say, see what you can find that's frozen. By the way, frozen vegetables are a great budgeting hack because you get just as much vitamins, if not more. So, just so you all know that with frozen produce, they often freeze it like right after it's picked. So, it keeps a lot of the nutrients that may fade away if it was not frozen. But yeah, this time of year, you can get stuff fresh that is delicious and you don't have to deal with the defrosting and all of that. So yeah, getting things that are in season are one way to budget in the summer around food. Another thing you can do is cooking at home more, doing things like grilling and seasonal stuff for the summer. Any meals you like that are particular to the summer. So if you have access to a grill at your home, that's an awesome way to have delicious, delicious food that you can cook at home without having to go out to a restaurant, without having to go get takeout. We used to do this all the time when we first started budgeting and we're really tight on money. We would just grill a lot, like grill, you know, hot dogs if we need to be really cheap, and sausages, chicken sausages, um, and just throw it on a bun, right? Throw some vegetables on there. Anything on the grill just tastes better, right? If you don't have access to a grill at home or if you don't have outdoor space, a lot of public parks have grills that are available for the public to use. You can also try getting one of those little like mini grill devices that you can use in the kitchen if you don't have outdoor space, like the George Foreman kind of thing, right? And that's just a great way to have delicious food. You can make some really yummy sauces to put with it. We have like all the sauces in our household. We're very into different hot sauces, barbecue sauces, all that. You can always just chop up some cilantro, onion, tomato, lime. It's going to be delicious. Low cost treats are another great way to enjoy food in the summer that's budget friendly. So, for example, popsicles. I know my 2.5-year old loves popsicles, right? And they are super cheap, and it makes her very, very happy. They're a lot cheaper than ice cream. We took her out to get her first like real ice cream cone at like a homemade ice cream shop at the beach last week, and it wasn't cheap. It was like, I can't remember, but it was like $8 or something for a cone. So that stuff can get really expensive and add up. So popsicles at the grocery store that you just have in your freezer available are a great way to budget around still having a delicious treat that feels fun and summery without having to, spend more than you want to. All right, let's talk about now activities. Activities in the summer to help your budget. So there are so many fun things to do outside that are free. You can do these things any time of year, right? Like going on walks, doing a picnic, right? That kind of thing. But it's just better in the summer because the weather is better, right? And there's more sun, it's more enjoyable. There's, many parks and public spaces, there's going to be free outdoor music. You might have a public pool in your neighborhood or somewhere driving distance that's free to access. I know in Washington, D.C., for example, there's several free public pools. It depends on where you live, of course, but check out what's in your area. And there's just lots of fun things. If you are driving distance to a beach, oh my gosh, I wish I was. Our closest beaches are a couple hours, but if you live pretty reasonable driving distance to beach, that's an amazing free thing to do. Go to the beach, right? You'll just want to be prepared for the heat and all that. So those things can start to cost money if you don't prepare, right? But imagine if you come prepared. So we were at the beach last week and we brought a cooler. Man, this cooler was one of the best investments we ever made. We got this big, big cooler. And whenever we go to the beach, we just throw in a bunch of drinks, drinks for the kid, some beers for us, water, so that you don't have to go buy it when you're out and you end up saving a lot of money. Snacks, right? Fruit that stays cold. Oh, it's the best. I love summer, y'all. I'm such a summer person. All right, so that's some stuff you can do for activities. There's also things you can do at home that are really low cost that can be a ton of fun. So if you have kids, you can get on Amazon or somewhere for like 10, $15, like a little like kids sprinkler. If you have access to outdoor space and a hose to hook up, that's going to be just, the 10, $15 it costs to buy it, and then endless fun. A water table. My daughter's super into her water table. That also was like a one-time thing, and now she just keeps using it. Right. You can get like a little tent for kids to play in. They love that kind of stuff. And just spending quality time with family and friends outside. You don't need to spend money to enjoy yourself and have an amazing day. Although again, when it gets hot, having some good cold drinks definitely makes it better, and some yummy treats. But all that you can make at home and not have to spend a lot of money on takeout or going out, right? And then third, let's talk about travel. So travel is big in the summer, especially with the past few years being deep in the pandemic. I know a lot of people are traveling this summer and gas prices are really high. So here are a couple tips for how to reduce what you spend on gas so that you can still go on those trips, but do it in the most reasonable way possible. So first of all, look at free apps that help you figure out gas prices. So my favorite go-to to use is Google Maps, just because I already use it for directions, and you can just hit the button under Google Maps for gas, and it will show you where on your route the closest gas places are and how much they're charging. Sometimes it's not always like updated, but it will give you a general idea of like which places have the lowest gas. So we just did that on our drive back from the beach, and we waited until we found a place that had lower price and got gas there. So we were able to kind of spend the least amount possible on the gas. The other thing you can do is find places that we can get discounted gas. I think this is going to be different where we live in the country. For us, Costco is amazing because if you pay that once a year Costco membership fee, which the last time I checked, I think it was like $60. Then you get access to their reduced gas prices as well as all of the items they sell in bulk that are reduced. So you are paying for the membership, but it ends up paying for itself if you use it smartly. So we're very lucky and live about 8 minutes from a Costco that has gas. So we only buy our gas there, and we're able to save a lot of money. And sometimes there's a line, right? But we'll like go during off times in the day when people are usually at work, so that we can not have to wait in line as much. Although I will have to say, it took my daughter when there was a line yesterday, and she loved it. She was pointing out like the green car, the blue car, the red car. She had a good time. She's a riot. You can also carpool to save money on gas. So if you're going on a trip with a bunch of friends, try to put as many people as you can in one car. Same with family, instead of like taking a bunch of separate cars to save money on gas. You can also take the bus. Buses can be incredibly low expensive. For example, the bus from DC to New York, you can get some that are like $25, right? Also trains. So again, depends where you live, but in some places it's going to be cheaper to take a train than drive or fly. That is not always the case in the US. We definitely have a lot of room to go improving our train system, but if you are fortunate enough to be able to go somewhere like Europe on vacation, then definitely the train system is the cheapest option that will make things a lot more affordable. So those are some quick tips for you all on budgeting in the summer when it comes to food, activities, and travel. I hope this is helpful. I hope you're having an amazing summer. Sending lots and lots of good vibes to you and your family to enjoy the sun and this wonderful time of year. I hope you're having lots of celebration and also doing it in a way that works with your finances and makes you feel good about your money, so that you can keep reaching your goals, that you can have your financial goals moving forward while you're enjoying the summer. And if you would like some support on how to budget around your goals, we have a free guide for our goal-driven budgeting system. You can check out it. Walks you through how to make sure your goals are planned for, and also that you can enjoy life now on things like summer fun and not have to feel bad about it, while also making sure you have the bills paid. So the link for that free guide is at immigrantfinanceschool.com/budgeting. Go ahead and check it out. And we can't wait to connect with you. Shoot us a message and let us know how your summer is going. Take care. Bye bye.